Hi guys, today I'm taking a look at 6 new RPG games that should be coming out this year, plus one bonus game at the end. So first up we have Aloloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. This is a cool looking game. When I first saw it, I thought it just looked like a remake of something like Baldur's Gate, but then I noticed the combat system. It's not just a point and click, it's actually a hardcore combat system where you need to block and attack yourself. Now this is set in a fantasy setting. You'll be able to choose between playing as a human, elf, dwarf or an orc. And this will decide where you start on the map, as it's split between the 4 kingdoms. The map is really big, so it can take days of travelling to get where you're going. The story says that Aloloth is a dark god who came to the realm of the mortals, where he lies imprisoned in the Valley of Storms. Now from his prison he is sending evil into the other kingdoms, and you'll need to battle through storms, plagues and dragons to face him. There'll be 12 NPC companions around the world that you can meet and convince to join you. The game states that it will feature a crafting system and also a reputation system that will allow you to unlock new quests. Now there's no release date yet, but there is a playable demo available on Steam, and it's going to be coming out for the PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch. Right, next day we've got Zoria, Age of the Shattering. Now this is a mix of real-time and turn-based adventure RPG. Supposedly you're going to be free to explore a massive world with oceans, mountains, sprawling dungeons and towns, or if you prefer you can follow the story. Now you'll be able to build an outpost, which is your base of operations. From this you can expand it and build new buildings, which will allow you to craft new items and weapons. Throughout the world you can find recipes on how to construct legendary weapons and potions. Now the important part of the game appears to be the planning. When going off to explore a dungeon, you'll need to make sure you take enough supplies with you to get there and get back, or you'll need to learn cooking skills to make the most of the hunting the local wildlife. Now you can have up to 3 companions with you, and these can all level up as well. Now the different companions can give completely different playthroughs of missions, which is interesting. Say if you're in a dungeon, one companion may be able to find a different route, which you were not aware of before. Now all the quests are crafted and are meant to have multiple possible paths through them, so if you play through it more than once, there'll still be lots to discover. Now with the combat, it's turn-based, but apparently you'll need to be careful when picking your terrain to fight, as other nearby monsters might want to join in the fight. I've not really played any turn-based games in the last few years, but this one does look good. There are 2 demos of the game available on Steam. There's a prologue, which is a small standalone story of the game when it was earlier on in development. And there's also a demo which is around the midpoint of a playthrough, which gives you an idea of what's going on. Now there is no release date yet, but it's going to be coming out on PC, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch.
I've faced tyrants and would-be gods.
So for the third game today, we've got Dragon Age 4. Now there's literally nothing known about this one, so I won't waste your time with me talking. Will it come this year? Rumour says it might, though I doubt it will. The only thing known is it's going to be a single player only this time. Now I played the first and the second ones, and they're both decent games, so maybe it's worth following.
It's time for a new hero. No magic hand. No ancient prophecy. The kind of person they'll never see coming. We've got your back. I've got your back. Demons, dragons, darkspawn. Even the Dreadwolf. This is your story.
Our sins will catch up with us. Always.
Up fourth, we've got Salt and Sacrifice. Now, this is a 2D side-scroller. The last 2D side-scroller I played was This War of Mine, which is a brilliant game, which I've completed a few times. I definitely recommend it to anyone if you've never played it. Now, in Salt and Sacrifice, you're an Inquisitor, and the world has been hit by a wave of mages that threaten its destruction. Now, it's your job to travel the lands and exterminate all the mages that you can find. The game will be playable as co-op with a friend, but you can choose quick play and just drop into another player's game, and what's the worst going to happen? Play with randoms. Yeah, wouldn't play with randoms. Now, plus, there's also going to be a faction-based PvP play mode available. It has, lo and behold, a crafting system, which seems to be a must for every game at the moment, but this time you're going to be using the flesh and bones of the mages that you kill to make unique armour and weapons. I'm not keen on the art style personally, but if it's something you're interested in, it's going to be coming out early this year and it'll be available on PC, PS4 and PS5.
We all have our reasons for Babylon's tower to fall. But not everyone.
So fifth, we've got Babylon's Fall. This is a complete non-starter for me, but there are a lot of people waiting for it. Now, this is a gas game, which is games as a service, basically. You'll need to pay a AAA price for the game, which is currently over $100, pounds or euros, whatever you want for the deluxe edition. And the moment you get into the game, you're going to find a shop where you can hand over more of your money for pointless cosmetic items, which, given the original price, should have been free anyway. Now, it's going to feature 4-player co-op, which as of November was broken, so hopefully they fix that. And you're going to be able to choose your playstyle, and you'll be able to wield 4 weapons at a time. 2 of them are so-called spirit weapons, which are specials attacks, like hard attacks. But with 4 different weapons, you can obviously mix and match what you want to use, so there'll be plenty of combinations. Now, the aim of the game is to climb the ziggurat, which is a huge tower, and as you fight, you'll be able to uncover relics as you go, which are weapons and armour, which you can then equip at the end of the level. I'm struggling really to find anything positive to say about it, to be honest, as I'm sick of the games industry thinking they can just keep picking people's pockets for things that should have been in the game from the start. So if you want to play a game that's going to charge you a crazy price straight off the bat, then charge you more the moment you start to play it for stupid things, it's coming out the 3rd of March for PC, PS4 and PS5. Now, for the final sort of true RPG game today, we have Return to Nangrim. This is a first-person adventure game with survival and RPG elements. You'll play as a dwarf and you have to survive in an abandoned and hostile world. You're in Nangrim, a long-lost dwarven city built deep into a mountain, where you'll need to discover what became of the last inhabitants, the Stonebeards. Along the way, you'll be accompanied by an animal companion, but it doesn't say what this will be, but in the trailer it shows a fox. I'd have preferred a dragon, but whatever. Now, you'll be able to learn and craft new weapons and armour as you go, as well as being able to craft legendary beers and cook delicious dwarven meals in the tavern. They promised there was going to be a huge backstory with lots of lore to be found. That's something I've always liked in games. I've probably read more books in games than I have in real life. The game is also meant to feature procedural generation elements, so each playthrough will be different. I'm not a fan of it, which you'll know if you listen to any of my other videos. But the game does look decent. It's going to be available in VR as well at some point. Now, there's also a demo available for this one on Steam if you want to give it a try. The release date is set at some point in June. It'll be out on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. Okay, now if you're still here, we've got the final game, Spark in the Dark. This does have some levelling, but it's not really RPG. You're an adventurer stuck in an endless dungeon and you have to find a way out. You can pick from 5 different classes which will have their own unique skills. Now this one also has some procedural generation as well, but it's only meant to be the monsters that spawn and the loot that will be generated, so that's probably not too bad. You'll never encounter the same monster in the same room, I guess. Now they're promising you'll be able to encounter lots of different monsters to explore, and there are going to be lots of secret rooms to find and traps to punish you. There's a demo available again for this one, but it sounds like it's still quite early in development. The devs are very active on Steam though, and they're responding to posts from the fanbase, which is always a good sign. Now it's meant to be released this year, but there's no date as yet. Well, that's all she wrote for today, so thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the games, or what you're looking forward to. Also, please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so.